This meeting is being recorded.
Okay. So, congratulations, all of you, that you have completed your mantra of life session. 4 sessions are over, and your certification is also done. Okay. So, today we are here for the fifth one, and that's the most important one in turn. What is actually the way in which we can put any change and do some benefit to our life? That is skill we are going to discuss today. Are you all ready to go with me for next 50 minutes? If ready, then let me know by writing in the chat box ready. Yes. Thank you so much, Arindam, Subrato. So I'm going to share with you all this PPT. Hopefully you are able to see this. Discover sublime joy through sound. Yeah. So let's start with a small little prayer. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे, हरे कृष्ण. So today we are going to discover something very, very wonderful. Effect of sound vibration. Sound vibration is how much important in our life and for the whole universal affair. How much sound is important, that we are going to see. Yeah. So sublime joy through sound. Feel the inner peace and joy. Okay. So what are the things we are going to discuss in today's session? Power of sound vibration, scriptural references about the sound vibration, about the power of sound vibration, scientific research about chanting, benefits of chanting Mahamantra. So this is all about sound vibration, and there are some differentiation between different types of sound available in the world. So now let's go to power of sound, the first one. Power of sound vibration. So we see in the history of the world, big revolutions has taken place. Revolutions from, in our known history, we see very great renaissance, revolutions, Bolshevik revolution, Soviet revolution, then we see so many revolutions. All has based upon what? That's called sound vibration. So leaders comes out from general masses, and they have the potential to create such sound vibration that inspires masses to go for some type of cause, right? So what is that power of sound, that thousands and millions of people, they get moved by that sound vibration? So that sound vibration creates so many different types of emotions. There are different types of emotions, positive emotions, negative emotions. So the sound vibration creates great, change, in the life of people. There are many case studies about this sound vibration. I mean, the research is done upon this. So, see this gardening. There is one tree here. So what this is actually about, this case study is about how different living creatures they respond to different types of sound vibrations. So there was one research that two trees have been exposed to two types of sound vibration. One tree is exposed to uh, for 6 months, one tree was always cursed that this tree is useless, this is nonsense, have no use. And another tree or another plant was given praises and appreciations. So scientists, they observed that actually there is a contrast difference had exhibited, contrast difference in their growth has been exhibited, has been seen in the course of time because of these two types of sound vibrations. So what happened? Those, those plants upon which wrong types of vibrations and cursing and blaming and all these things had been done, they had actually somehow or other withered out, or their advancement, their growth has become shrunken, had stopped. And at the same place, we see there are plants where good words has been told, so their growth has been actually done very nicely in the course of time. And also there was a case study done by a Japanese scientist, Masaru Emoto. You can research, you can go and Google also. So what did he do? He researched upon various types of waters and subjecting those waters upon various types of sound vibrations. You know. So here you can see. So what happens? Different types of sound vibrations, they actually create a certain type of structure. They promulgate or they inspire water structures, water crystal to arrange in a certain way. So here you see there are two photos out here. My laser pointer goes. This is one type of crystal structure of water, and this is another. So somebody has told like, rascal, I never forget you, I never forgive you. Suppose somebody tells in front of any water, like this water I have. So if I tell like this for maybe for one or twice, what happens? The crystal structure becomes changed with the emotion and the sound of the water. And the same water, when it is influenced by, when it is exposed with a positive sound vibration, like thank you, I am very much grateful to you, uh, I'm obliged to you, or maybe some hymns, some music, very rhythmic music. You know? So this sound vibration creates this type of crystalline structure. You are able to see. This is the research done actually. This is the research done by Masaru Emoto, the Japanese scientist. So we can understand our whole 70% of our existence is only water, and how much this sound vibration can create influence and effect upon our existence. We can just simply we can ponder about this. So how much important the sound vibration is, that's called ambience. Ambience
Hello,
means
hello,
what type of environment we are living in,
hello, 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 hello.
what type of vibration we are living in. You can find there are some people that are always irritated, always irritated, their faces are always irritated. If you say simple thing also, they behave like I have been offended so severely, right? So why? Because the prolonged exposure of bad type of sound vibration has made them irritated. So this is the case study about the just sound vibration. That's why it is told anavriti shabdat. The whole material universe has been created by sound only. And that original sound That original sound is called real spiritual sound, made by 3 syllables, a, u, and ma, and that makes om. Okay, so how it happened. This is something beyond that we are going to discuss in later sessions. How it had happened. Whole everything has come by the sound, and whole everything can be again sorted out for good by sound only. Okay, so this sound is very much important. This is a Vedic Vedantic aphorism. Anavriti Shabdat. By Shabda means the sound only. What happens? Things changes, or something gets expanded and something gets wound up. So now let's go ahead. What is a mantra? Let's see. So mantra is a word made by uh, two two small words. This is called sandhi in Sanskrit. Man plus tra. Man gets added with tra, then it becomes mantra. Everybody know what is the meaning of man. Man means mind, and tra means to deliver. बोलते हैं ना, त्राण कर दो, मीन्स परित्राण कर दो. या फिर sometimes people they say त्राही माम means please, please save me, please save me, please deliver me from this situation. That's called tra, right? So man plus tra means, mantra means the sound vibration by which our mind can get delivered. Or most of the time we are actually in the mental platform, so we get delivered. So that is called mantra, the mind deliverer. So what is called mantra meditation? As you have already had this introduction of mantra meditation in the previous sessions, and some of you might be knowing for maybe many months. So this is called mantra meditation, and that's also called japa, the personal meditation. And there are two types of mantra meditation done in this age, in this modern age, and that is called mantra japa and sankirtana. Okay, so when somebody does his own chanting some mantra, and that mantra should be also authentic mantra. It's not like anybody, Tom, Dick, and Harry comes and he tells this is the mantra you chant. No. So there are some specific sound vibrations which is mentioned in the Vedas that makes that to be, and I mean that is called mantra. It's not like anybody say, uh, like in front of me there is a laptop, Asus Rode, Asus laptop is there, and a Rode microphone is there, a Logitech uh, uh, mouse is there, right? So somebody can make a mantra out of it. Rode Asus Logitech, Rode Asus Logitech. It doesn't make sense, and this is not a mantra. And there is not going to be any change or any good thing coming out chanting this mantra. So there are two ways of mantra meditation: japa and sankirtan. Sankirtan means coming so many people together and chanting the same mantra, right? Like sometimes people, they do agitation, they go to Delhi to Gandhi Maidan, or they go to Chandni Chowk, and they do narabazi. They say one thing, falana admi jindabad jindabad, or falana admi murdabad murdabad, like this. So they shout together. Why they shout together? Because if they shout together, the appeal will be heard quicker. The appeal will be heard quicker. Okay, so this concept of appeal getting heard quicker is going to get correlated with this mantra that will come later on. Let's go ahead to the second section of our today's discussion, that's called scriptural references. So that is actually the basis of getting any sound vibration to be authorized. So there must be some scriptural references about any mantra what we chant, right? So recommended process of self-realization, not in subsequent this particular this particular slide we are going to see. There are different ways of self-realization mentioned in Vedas according to different ages. different ages. There are different ages, right? So what are different ages? It's not like uh, in modern youth they say that no, there's a pro modern age or pro technology age or technological age and post technological age. It's not like that. The whole time cycle of this material cosmos has been categorized into four different ages. So what are the four different ages? First is called Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, second is Treta Yuga, third is Dwapar Yuga, and fourth is Kali Yuga. Okay, so the whole time cycle keeps on moving like this: Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali, Satya, Treta, Dwapar, Kali. As we know, right now in India, this is evening, somewhere around 8:17, and this 8:17 evening is again going to get repeated tomorrow. Again there is going to be morning, again there will be noon, there will be afternoon, there will be evening, and again this time cycle keeps moving like this. It's keep rotating, it's cyclic. So whole time cycle is cyclic. Whole time cycle is cyclic. So whole 24 hours is cyclic, then 24 hours, then we'll multiply with 30, then months, then 12 months is cyclic, then some number of years, that makes one yuga, and that yuga also constitutes just one section of the whole time cycle, that is called Chatur Yuga. So Satya Treta Dwapar Kali, Satya Treta Dwapar Kali keeps moving. And this has been designed in a way that people can take advantage of different ages to again come back in connection with God, to come back, I mean, to again get reconnected with Supreme God. So different ages having different types of processes to realize Supreme God, and that's called self-realization. So in Satya Yuga, the process of getting self-realized is meditation on super soul. Okay, so this is all meditation. What we have, no, what we know, that's called Yogasana, Ashtanga Yoga system. So that is very lengthy process, very cumbersome too. So this is the process of Satya Yuga, when things were very serene, calm, very much, pure. Everything was pure. Everything was pure. Water was so much nutritious. We say mineral water, but practically there is no mineral inside. All minerals have been taken out. People could live just by drinking water. Water was so much nutritious. Air was so much nutritious that people could live even with air. If nowadays people breathe air, they die breathing air. Air is so much polluted, but in Satyuga it was not so. So that's why their tenure of, I mean, their age and lifespan was also very huge. So, but in Treta Yuga, things got little, dilapidated, got little, degenerated, and then the process to attain supreme was yajnas. People used to make big pompous arrangement to do yajnas for 300 hectares. They used to make different kundas to make yajna, to do yajnas, right? Lakhs and crores of rupees were used to be spent. Everything was so fabulous. Everything was of gold. It was like you cannot imagine how much rich and how much great pompous arrangement there used to be. And in yajna, people used to see Supreme God descending. Yeah, it's mentioned in Shastras. Then comes Dwapar Yuga. In Dwapar Yuga, things became more degenerated, and these two processes, what was there in Satya and Treta, were no more productive. They're not working. So then in Dwapar Yuga, it's called deity worship. Making the form of the Supreme Lord as deity and worshipping in the temple. So Dwapar Yuga had been just, we crossed Dwapar Yuga some 5,200 years before. Still, if you go to South India, there you could find many temples, many rock temples, which actually existed in Dwapar Yuga. They are still existing, right? So even in Konark there is a temple, Surya temple. So that belongs from Dwapar Yuga. So that's and then at last comes Kali Yuga when things has become like boom. Everything is like topsy-turvy. Everything is like you cannot imagine how much contamination has dripped inside every aspect of life, every constituents of our life is polluted in this age of Kali Yuga. And because of so much of severity of disease of our existence, so much of severity of contamination of this age, this all these different processes are actually these all the three processes doesn't work much. So but there is only one process that works, that is called chanting of holy names Lord. So what I'm telling, it's not the creation of my mind, but it is mentioned in the Shastras. I'm going to quote for you the exact sloka what is mentioned. It tells Kritaya Dhyayate Vishnu त्रेताया यजतोमखै द्वापरे परिचर्याया कलौ तद हरि कीर्तनात्. So krita yad, krita means satya yoga, dhyayate Vishnu, one can attain self realization by meditating upon Supreme Lord Vishnu. Tretaya yajato makhain, treta yajato means yajnas. Then comes Dwapar Yuga, in which Dwapare Paricharya, by doing elaborate deity worship. Then comes to Kali Yuga, Kalautad Hari Kirtanat, and there is no other way than that. So, major religions about chanting. And owing to be the age of Kali, no other activity is actually so much effective. Every other sects or other paths or other faiths and other so-called dharma, they also accepted this chanting of name of Lord as their principal activity or principal religious dogma or religious activity. So Christ glorified the Lord's holy name by saying, "Our Father who art in heaven, hallowed by thy name." Islam also have a similar type of understanding. Muslims repeatedly chant the sacred name of God, Allah. Sikhism also tells a similar thing. Guru Nanak prayed in the ambrosial hour of the morning, "I meditate on the grace of the true name." Buddhism also have the same similar type of thing. Buddhists also practice repetition of the name Lord Buddha, Namo Amida Butsu. So like these major religions, they have the similar type of conception about what is the dharma, or what is the principal activity of self-realization in this age. So Sanatana Dharma also recommends repetition of holy names of the Lord in the form of mantra. So what is scriptural differences Sanatana Dharma? So this is this, which comes in Kali Shantarana Upanishad. Hopefully all of you are able to see this. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. So these are the 16 syllables. You can count it from here. Hare Krishna, 4. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, 4. Hare Rama, 4. Rama, Hare Hare, 4. So 4 into 4, 16, right? It's clear. So now the second sloka it goes, Iti Shodashaka Nam, Iti matlab this. Iti means this. Shodashaka means 16. Nam means the words, the names. Kali Kalmash Nashanam. Kali means this age of Kali, the quarrel and hypocrisy where everything is contaminated. Everything, practically. Every relation is filled with inability and a lot of contamination. Kali Kalmash Nashanam. So this holy name, this mantra is potent to remove all that contamination has come in this age of Kali. Wow, this is something very wonderful. Kali Kalmash Nashanam. It can destroy all that contamination which is there in this age of Kali. Isn't it Isn't it wonderful? Nata paratara upayah sarva vedeshu drishyate. And you won't get natah, you won't get paratara means better, upaya means upaya, if you understand little Sanskrit and Hindi, you can understand. Upaya means the option, the way to what? To remove the dirtiness and contamination. If you search out, scan out all that Vedic scriptures, you cannot get any better option than chanting this 16 syllable mantra. That's called Hare Krishna. So this is conversation between two great personalities, which has been, scripted in Kalashantara Upanishad, and those personalities are Brahma and Narada. And Narada is thinking that, my God, these people of Kali Yuga, they're going to suffer like hell. One time there will come tornado, another time next few months after there will be tsunami, and after that there will be flood, then after that there will be a pandemic, then after that there will be this, and there will be flux of disturbances for the people of this age of Kali, and people will be all the more frustrated, depressed because of their own disturbances of mind. Their mind is not controlled. They are patienceless. They are having very less fortune. How they will get fortune in this age of Kali? Oh, my father Brahma, can you please tell? I am very much worrying, very much worried about these people of this age. Please, please, please get me out from this worry. I am thinking about them, how much they are going to suffer. So this is called heart of great personalities. They think about others and how to do good to them, how to do something, some good to the people. So like this, Narada asked to Brahma, and Brahma tells is exactly these two mantras. So this is what is called the panacea, which has been descended from higher authority. Then at another place in Brahmand Puran, it's mentioned, Nama Sankirtana Devatarakam Brahma Drishyate, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So in Brahmand Puran, the same mantra has been again told, what it is told, Nama Sankirtana Deva Tarakam Brahma Drishyate. So this Nama Sankirtan is the topmost way by which what can happen, people can get delivered. So Nam Sankirtan of Hare Krishna mantra delivers a complete revelation of all spiritual reality in Brahmanda Puran 659-60. So there are many places in scriptures. This mantra has been prompted in Srimad Bhagavatam, Kali Dosh Nidhirajan. As I already discussed with you all, this Kali Yuga is full of faults, but there is only one pure thing available in this world, and that pure thing having such a potency, such a efficacy, that it can clear out all those problems. It's just like we say, sometimes to clear out water, the dirtiness of water, what happens? Sometimes they put some alum, fitkiri. So what after that? You just keep that water still for some time. What happens? All that contamination gets settled down. Then we can just strain that water out, and we can drink water, drinkable water, right? So this is the power of the holy name, that it can remove all that problem what is actually there in this world. So that's the way. If somebody want to live a Satyuga lifestyle in this age of Kali Yuga, then he can do that. How? By chanting the name of Lord Hari. And which mantra? This particular mantra, which what we have discussed. Dwapare janer Vishnu pancharatraistu kevalai kalau tu nama matrena pujyate Bhagavan Harihi. In this age of Kali, people should simply chant the names of Supreme Personality of Godhead. And what happens then? So yeah, this is what mentioned in Narayana Samhita. So now let's go to next Mahamantra in scripture. So there are some scriptural references we are discussing, because to establish the authenticity of this Mahamantra, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Rama Iva Kevalam, Kalau Nastiv Gatir Anyatha. So this is also mentioned in somewhere in Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita and one of the Puran. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. 3 times it has been told. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. You can see here. Nasteva, Nasteva, Nasteva. If something is told 3 times means it's very, very important, right? In some faith, if they say, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you, then 3 times somebody tells, talak, 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 then they just, just by speaking 3 times, things work, right? So similar things of similar type of things are there in Vedas also. So 3 times it means Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam. There is only one way, Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama iva kevalam. Kevalam means only that. Only that. Kalau nasteva, in Kali Yuga, there is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. There are 3 times it's mentioned. Means 3 times means it is emphatically told here that there is no other way. Etavan eva lokesmin pumsham dharma parashmudha bhakti yoga bhagavati tan nam granadbhi. Devotional service beginning with the chanting of the holy name of the Lord is the ultimate religious principle for the living entity in human society. Srimad Bhagavatam. So now we are to the 3rd section of today's discussion, scientific research about chanting. And today we are also going to chant the holy name. Hopefully all of you are ready. Might be some of you had been chanting from last few years or months, but still we'll have some experience chanting together. Okay, so now let's go to scientific studies about chanting. And this Mahamantra had been researched by many great scientists and contemporary scientists, specifically so many different foreign universities. They sponsor or they endorse researches upon this holy name practically. But unfortunately in India we do not have that privilege. In India we find that these things are these things are all not so much required now. And because of that, we see the Indian universities education has gone irrelevant for the people in general. Even for their own bodily maintenance also, it seems that it's all useless. Why? Because they could not figure out the importance of their own culture. So the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, effects on stress and depression, and the 3 gunas, researched by David B. Wolf, PhD, LCSW, founder, Sattva Tau Institute. So this person has actually done a very wonderful, very elaborate research upon Hare Krishna Mahamantra. What is that research? We'll see this small little video. Hopefully it should played. It should be played. Let me check. Yeah.
Spiritual disciplines recommend meditational practices such as silent meditation, silent recitation of mantras, and also the verbal repetition of specific mantras out loud. A clinical test of the benefits of mantra chanting was performed on 3 groups of 62 subjects, males and females of average age 25. They chanted the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra 25 minutes each day under strict clinical supervision. Results showed that regular chanting of the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra reduces stress and depression and helps reduce bad habits and addictions. These results formed a PhD thesis at Florida State University.
Okay, so this was the research done in Florida, scientific researches on Mahamantra. So research abstract is this. So research on a group of 31 male, 31 female, and it has been seen that stress has seen with those people who have chanted this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, gone like anything down. Depression, generalized contentment scale. So these are the parameters they actually researched upon. So, and modes of nature, there are 3 modes of material nature. So even the scientists have full faith upon the Vedic concept of three modes: goodness, passion, and ignorance. And what they found, let's see ahead. So they made three groups. In one group, with 24 people, they had them chanted Hare Krishna mantra. With another group, they had given any other mantra, any man-made mantra, like just now I told you, road, Asus, Logitech, road, Asus, whatever, like any word. So with the 19 people, and then there is control group with the 19 people. So in which they didn't do anything, they didn't give anything to be chanted. So now let's see what was the research outcomes. So let's see. So you can see here, decrease in stress for those who have chanted Hare Krishna mantra is this one, this particular, we are able to see here. This is, so this is Mahamantra group with green border and yellow body. So, and this is for alternate mantra. It is negative. Alternate mantra, if somebody chants, stress becomes more, it becomes more stressful, right? We can see it, minus 3.8 means it becomes more stressful. So we can, if you like, suppose sometimes somebody feel like, I will just chant this song of Bollywood or any wood. There are many wood. So how long they can chant? And the more they like, twice they chant, they feel like hacking in mind. Oh, I don't want to chant. Come on, let's hear something else. So they won't feel like they won't feel like singing the same song, because it make you more stressful. It make you more stressful. If you are getting stress free out of singing that song, then you would have kept singing that. But believe me, this Hare Krishna mantra is something that people could chant and they get, you can chant more. So it's gives sometimes of bliss, internal bliss. Why it gives bliss? There is no scientific mechanism into it, but because it's directly connected with the spirit, this mantra itself is spiritual, and we are spiritual, and when it comes together, then it's like wonderful combination. And then it gives bliss. It reveals our own blissful aspect of our life, right? So we see in the decrease in depression also. So they found something like that. And increase in sattva also, this was 5.2, and for them it was negative. So this was the research outcome. So let's go to benefits of chanting Mahamantra. So as we have already discussed, it relaxes your state of mind with alertness. So there are different mental zones and brainwave frequency zones, different mental zones. Mental means, don't understand, mental means the pagal, but different, brain zones. The first is called sleepy zone. Sometimes people, they go into sleepy zone. Whole day and night, they keep the sleeping. Better than this is drowsiness zone. And always, even though they sit in class, they keep drowsing like this. As if somebody has given them dopamine or something. And there is something called alpha zone. Mantra meditators are in relaxed alert zone. Means they are fully fresh. They are ready to get the positive things inside. They are like fresh. They are alert. So mantra meditators are always in relaxed alert zone. So, and above this, somebody becomes very much active, very much active. Just he cannot be made to be sit at one place, patiently. So they're active zone, and then comes hyperactive zone. Then people become mad practically, and they whole like they're super active people, super active people. So there are four kinds of people. First is called lazy intelligent, busy intelligent, lazy fool, and busy fool. So the four quadrants we can make, we can understand. The best people are those who are lazy intelligent. Means they know how to get things done, in less stressful zone, in a less stressful way. right? So when somebody chants, then he gets increased with goodness more and more. Then he becomes, I don't mean to say you become lazy, right? I don't mean to say you become lazy, but lazy means just, I mean, he should be alert. He should know how to work out with the things, not just to become just panic for any situation. Oh, this situation has come. Let's start thinking too much about it. What will happen? When will happen? And thinking too much. Thinking too much also becomes a problem for people. So they go to active zone and hyperactive zone. So no, we have to think as much as required, and we have to keep assured. We have to plan everything nicely, and we should be cool. So how this coolness and how this goodness would come, that is the trick, and that can be brought only by this holy name. Yeah. So this connects the soul with, with the surrounding, because everything is in sync. We know everything is now in your system sync. Everything gets synced in Google sync. Everything is sync. But practically, this whole world is also in sync. But if somebody thinks that I'm not synced in, then he is going to be rather sleepy zone, or super active zone is going to go mad. So now let's go to the next slide. It burns away our bad habits. So many people had actually came out from such a dungeon of bad habits you cannot imagine by chanting this Mahamantra. Srila Prabhupada, he went to USA and he met with the people of lowest moral aptitude, lowest moral values. And they had like anything, everything you could imagine in their life. They have tried everything in their life. But by chanting the names of Lord Hari, they have become great personalities in the history of the world. So this is a proverb called hippies became happies by chanting the names of Lord Hari. Freedom from sinful reactions. So freedom from sinful reactions. When somebody chants the names of Lord Hari, all that sinful reaction because of which is going to suffer in the future, all that sinful reactions, the sinful desires, they perish. They simply rot. They simply rot by the influence of chanting the name of Lord Hari. Or rot is something, it burns away practically. It burns away all the sinful reactions, Then person becomes perfectly happy in the life, and with practically no problem at all in the life. Yeah, I've seen some people. One of my professor in my college, where when I used to study, he told me the prophetic word that since then I am chanting this Hare Krishna Mahamantra for 5 years. You believe me, I never visited hospital for 5 years, practically. Since then, it's chanted. So this is very practical. The relief from unwanted material desires. So people, they get just carried away with so many different types of drives, wrong drives, and in this way they create problem for their own life and problem for the others also. In our present condition, we are slaves to any whimsical thoughts and desires. Regularly chanting of holy names can uproot our material desires and sinful tendencies, and this time get power. So regular chanters share their experiences. Let's see some case studies. This is the person. His name is Stephen Farmer. Stephen Farmer. If I start my day out with on a spiritual note by chanting Hare Krishna, I can make it through the day in a pleasant mood. So he says that if I start my day with chanting early morning, what happens? Whole of my schedule of my days goes very smoothly. Whatever I think of doing in the whole day, what are there in my to-do list, everything goes very smoothly, and I get everything done. So similarly, the Ramesh Lal, Toronto Health Spa proprietor, he said chanting Hare Krishna and reading authorized books on Krishna consciousness has brought me great peace. Similarly, we see, Hema Malini also. What she says, let's create a magic through the power of prayers. Let's chant together Hare Krishna. In all the sufferings, let's make a very beautiful and peaceful world. Paul Blair says, when I'm stressed out, I chant. It's one thing which I charges my batteries. It clears my mind and brings me back in focus. Okay. So see, chanting the holy name can work out, we cannot say it working, but no, it can help us to burst off or finishes all that stress. But it can also help us to not get too stressed, right? So there are two things. If you chant the holy name in morning, in early morning, then it will make you sure that whole day you will not going to get stressful. But if you are not chanting early morning, but you chant in evening, then what will happen? You get stressful, and then this chanting will get you out from this stress. So best is, many times it has been told, this prayer should be done in chant and in morning time. Okay. So similarly, Mrs. Sally Raleigh says, she is a merchandiser, when I'm nervous, I find chanting very calming. I don't get shaken up at little things. Right. Let's see if there are some chants out here. Okay. Decades, hippie became happy. I started the same. Okay. This was done by Sir Jagdish Chandra Basu. Okay. Okay. So yeah, there are some more case studies. My outlook towards life is a lot brighter after starting to associate with Hare Krishna devotees and chanting the Mahamantra. Bruce Klingberg, army officer. So there are many army officers also there. They're actually chanting. I have noticed that as the chanters progress from one level to deeper level, they become more realistic, more tolerant, and more energetic. Yeah. Rishikesh Mafatlal, he is the CEO of Mafatlal Fabrics. He's the founder, and Mafatlal Fabrics is very famous. Chanting Hare Krishna has helped me face all ups and downs in my life with great confidence and peace of mind. Yeah. George Harrison, one of the Beatles, one of the famous personality in Beatles. Chanting is really a process of having a realization of God. Similarly, we see Alfred Ford, CEO of Ford Motor Company. I started chanting Hare Krishna mantra on my beats and studying books. Chanting Lord Krishna's name changed my lifestyle. So now it's our turn to chant, right? How many of you are really feeling to chant the Mahamantra together? As you have already chanted before, hopefully. If you are ready, then you can write in the chat box, ready. I am ready. Or if you have something to say also, you can also write down. Okay. Subrata is saying ready. Rishabh is saying ready. Yeah. Some more of Ayush Saturday is saying ready. Akash Bachar is saying ready. Yes. That's it. And rest of you don't feel to chant? Yeah. Subhajit Chakravarti is saying ready. Hopefully all of you are ready. Arindam Karmakar is ready. Yes. Thank you so much. So how to chant this mantra? There is a very simple way. First, we chant this particular mantra that's called Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivas Adi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. And then we chant this Hare Krishna Mahamantra, right? So let's chant. We chant today 108 times. You will say, why 108? 108 is called to be the most auspicious number in Sanatana Dharma. Most auspicious number. Yeah. So that's why we chant 108. There are 108 Upanishads. There are 108 principal associate of Lord. There are 108 principal servants of Supreme Lord. So like this, 108 number is called to be very, very auspicious. That's why we are going to chant 108 times Hare Krishna mantra. And before that, we will chant this particular Panchatattva Pranam mantra once. Okay. So, yeah. So now I'm going to, let you unmute yourself. You can unmute yourself also, right? And we can, yeah, you can unmute yourself. Of course, you can unmute yourself. And I request, if possible, can you please open your window? your video window. I see some of our friends here. One is administrator. Okay. So our dear friend administrator, please open your window. Yes. Better you could put your own name. I don't know your name is administrator, which company administrator or which state administrator you are. Yeah. Yes. So you can unmute yourself. You can unmute your video too. That will be wonderful. We can chant together, sing together. Yeah. Okay. Maybe there could be some issue with your net. If you are not able to do that, there is no problem. Okay, let's go ahead. We'll chant 108 times. If you'll chant together with me, then you can finish off 108 times. And later I will tell you how to count even without having your beads, your own personal beads. So, okay. So I'll speak, then you can speak this particular Panchatattva Pranam mantra. Then we'll chant Hare Krishna mantra in a chorus together. Okay. Shri Krishna Chaitanya. You can also recite. Prabhu Nityananda.
Prabhu Nityananda.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara.
Shri Advaita Gadadhara.
Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Okay, that's great. That's great. So let's chant in unison together. Yeah. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare,
Hare Hare.
Hare
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 Krishna Krishna
Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Mata Lakshmi, then Srimati Radharani, Mata Sita. These are internal potencies of Supreme Lord Narayana. So we are pleading to them so that they could be merciful upon us. So when we chant the holy name, so when we chant the holy name, we chant audibly. We chant, we speak and we hear. We speak and hear. This is the way of chanting actually, and having a feeling and sentiment of prayers, for begging. Yeah. So like sometimes people say, why to beg? Yeah. But we can beg from people, those who are great personalities, who have to give everything to you, right? So the person who is actually creator and controller and proprietor, maintainer of whole material cosmos, not one cosmos, multi cosmoses. It's good to beg from him, right? So there is no bad. People, they go and they get favor from prime minister of this particular small little continent, small little country, and that also is not permanent. Or why not to beg something from Supreme Lord Hari? Okay, so that's always good. Bravo to all of you. We can always beg, we can always pray through this chanting of holy name, Hare Krishna Mantra. So now we are at our last point, our summary. So I request all of you that please, you can keep some time, at least you can chant one round of Hare Krishna Mantra early in the morning, that's best. If not, you can take any section of our day, you can put this Hare Krishna Mantra, you can chant the holy name. So I request you to take up the vow of chant at least 1 month, just give a try. Just to give a try. Everything we give a try in our life. Sometimes people, they wear a t-shirt in which some years before I used to see, just try it. Just try it. Everything, just try it. So why not to have a try upon this? Just chant for 1 month every day, if possible early morning. Then you will be able to find yourself, getting with higher consciousness, getting your lifestyle improved, getting to such a wonderful mental awareness and mental stability. So we saw today effects of sound vibration, process of self-realization, scriptural references about the sound vibration, especially this particular Mahamantra, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Then we also saw scientific study on effects of Mahamantra. Then we saw benefits of chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra. There are so many different benefits. These all benefits I told, it is just a fraction of the fraction of the fraction of the fraction of the whole great benefit which actually this Hare Krishna Mahamantra has to give to us. Nothing. So, but still, let's see. And so this is all that whatever, this is our today's session's mind map. If all of you, if you want, then I can just share this with you in the group also, so that sometimes you can see this topic, this this particular session overview. Okay, so thank you so much, all of you. Thank you for having such a wonderful patience, hearing me for last 1.5 one hour or something. Yeah. So if you have any query, any question and doubt, you can ask me, and I'm going to open that WhatsApp group. You can write down your realizations, how you feel like to chant, and how you feel like to attend the sessions. Also, you can ask if you have any question, any doubt, any query. You can also ask there. Yeah. So you can go to Mantra of Life English group, and you can write down anything you feel like, whatever you feel like you got from this particular session. So this group is allowed to be written by all of you, all of the participants. English group has been open. So right now, right here, you can go and you can write down something. Yeah, you can go to Mantra of Life English group. You can write down just 2 or 3 things, whatever you feel like you have got a value from this particular session. Yeah, that is your homework at first hand, and of course you are going to get quiz. So that's for right now. Please go to that group and please write down 3 takeaway points from today's session. So this is your assessment for today. Please write down 3 points in the WhatsApp group. So every educational setup is having this: knowledge transmission, then assessment. So this is the assessment for all of you. Simple assessment. Please go to the group and please write down some few points, some takeaway points from today. Yeah. So I am able to say Akash, Bachar, Anandam, Dogyal, Kritibas Chatterjee, Praveen Pandit, Puranjoy Banerjee, Rishabh Das, Subhajit Chakravarti, and Shubhrato Shahana. Yeah. So thank you so much, all of you, for participating in this Mantra of Life sessions. So tomorrow at 1 p.m. we are going to meet once again with next session. Okay. So till the time, Hare Krishna. Good night.